Hi guys, and welcome to another Sunday Live. Today we're going to be focusing on where we can begin with music theory and how we can apply it to the fretboard as a beginning guitarist. Now my name is David. I provide weekly Spanish guitar lessons, tutorials, and performance clips on this channel, so welcome to the channel. And this is a live session, so make sure to drop your questions in the comments. I love to connect with you guys on these sessions. That's the reason I do these live sessions. And I love to see where you're watching from around the world. So also let me know where you are watching from. Now, music theory can be so daunting and overwhelming. So I just want to show you what I wish somebody would have told me at the beginning and what you should know to start with or what you really need to start with. So just as a basic foundation, the very first thing you need to know is learn your note names, learn your string names, I'm sorry. So as a very basic foundation, you need to know what you're working with. So learn your string names. You have E, A, D, G, B, and your high E. So that's your very basic foundation. You just need to know what you're working with. You know your string names. Now, the topic that I want to talk about today is where you should start. What you should start with as far as music theory. There's so much you can have to memorize and learn, so where should you start? Well, basically, music theory is like building blocks. You want to start off one little step at a time, and the place where I would tell you to start off is start off with the musical alphabet. So in our musical alphabet, we just have 7 natural notes from A to G. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now, here are our notes. Now, what we want to learn between these notes is between each note, we have a little bridge where we have either a whole step or a half step. Now, let's just check that out real quick. So, what you want to memorize, music theory is a lot about memorization. So what you want to memorize is that the half steps are between the B and the C, and the other half step is between the E and the F. So memorize that first. That's your very first thing you want to do. Memorize between B and C and E and F, you have your half step. Between the rest of the other, between A and B, C and D, D and E, you have all whole steps. Between G to A are all what's whole steps. Now, just to give you a little bit of a better example, when you look on a piano, for piano, it's a lot easier to learn this theory right off the bat. Between a white key to a white key, you'll see that some of them have is a white to a white, some of them have a black key in between. Now, the black keys are basically the little half-step stones. So if you're going from this key to this key, you'll see that you have a black note in between, gives you a half step. So it's a half step, another half step. So that means that this is a whole step between these natural notes. Whole step, whole step. Now between these, you'll see that right here, there's no black key. So you'll see that this is a naturally occurring half step. So this is from B to C. Now, the problem with guitar is that we can't see that so obviously, so it's just a question of memorization. So that's where our next step would lie. You want to see that on the guitar, we can't see where the black keys fall or where the half steps fall. So the first thing you want to memorize is that from fret to fret is a half step. Each one is a half step. Now, as far as where the whole steps and half steps lie, that's why you have to memorize between B and C, and E and F is where your half steps fall. So let's start off with the E string and just kind of walk it through. We have E. Now, the first note that you're going to find here, you should know automatically, is F. So it's that half step. Now, if we want to just play the natural notes, we want to go to G. It's not going to be here because this is a half step. You want to go to G, you want to jump F sharp to the G. Now, just by learning this, you should be able to walk yourself down and find any position on the 6th string vice versa on any of the other strings. But take it one note at a time. You don't want to overwhelm yourself. So by starting off with the 6th string, you're going to have, well, like we just talked about, E, F, F sharp, G. Then you should know that the next one is G sharp, A sharp, B, and then between B and C, we have no, it's a naturally half step, so there is no B sharp, so we just go to the C. And then just walk down the other strings as well. Go down your A string and start seeing what's next. So there, you know that there's a half step. These are all half steps, and including from the open string. When you're playing an open string, it's just like if you were pressing down here. So you would have A, and from A to B is a whole step, as we discussed. So we know that it can't be right here. The B wouldn't be here. So that means we have to do a half step equals a whole step. So B would be right here. So we have your half steps and whole steps. This is the place where I would start off, the very first place I would start off with music theory and applying it to the guitar, to give you a better understanding of where everything is. By learning where the half steps and whole steps fall, you can navigate around the neck. So you can find, if I tell you to find an E on the 5th string, you could tell me that the E was over here on the 7th fret. And then you could find your chords from there, which later on we could talk about how to construct. So if I tell you to find an E on the 5th string and construct the E minor off of that, then you would go to this E, and then you would know to play that, which that's another story, how to construct the chords. But this is very important because at first, when you're starting off with guitar, it can be very daunting and intimidating to, if I tell you to play around the 7th fret or the 9th fret, you just have no idea what's going on around here. But by learning this, even if you have to walk it from the beginning of the fret to find yourself up here, then that's okay. Eventually you'll have it memorized. But for now, if you just need to find what note is up here, you could just walk it from the beginning. Say E, F, F sharp, G, just by memorizing that. It's not going to be fast at first. It's going to be very slow. It's going to take a lot of memorization and just a lot of memorization and muscle memory between your fingers, memorizing where everything is. But you will eventually get it. Once that feels a little bit more comfortable, the next thing I would start doing is just memorizing some pinpoints on the guitar. Little like if you're pinning down the key spots, outlining the fretboard. And now by outlining the fretboard, you just want to memorize certain notes for sure. Like you want to know that the 5th fret on the 6th string is the A. You want to memorize where you could find your C on the 8th fret. You want to memorize basically 5th fret. Everything on the 5th fret, everything on the 7th fret, and so on. Maybe the 10th fret as well. So those are your key points, your key pinnacle points to just map around. So if you know that you're going to find an A here, if you need to find your B or your C, you know your B or your C is going to be around here. So, but if I tell you just to find a C, it will be a little harder to maybe at first just to navigate over here. So start off with that. So again, just to recap, you want to memorize your string names at the very basic low level foundation, just to have your foundation so you know what you're working with. Your note names, E, A, D, G, B, E. After that, you want to learn the musical alphabet, which is 7 notes, A, B, C, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Just goes from A to G. Just the natural notes. Don't worry about sharps or flats, just the natural notes. Third thing you want to do, memorize where the half steps fall between those notes. And as we talked about, you want to just memorize the half steps fall between the B and the C, and the E and the F. naturally occurring half steps. Between all the other jumps from the A to the B, that's a whole step. B to C, half step. C to D, whole step. D to E, whole step. E to F, half step. F to G, whole step. Now, fourth thing, applying that to the guitar, we have starting on the A, so I'll use the A, the fifth string. We have the A, so A to B, we said is a whole step. So whole step on the guitar would be 2 frets. So we have 1, 2, B. B to C, we said is a half step. So B to C is just 1 fret because every fret is a half step. So we have C. Now C to D, we said is a whole step. So that means 2 frets. We have D. D to E, another whole step. Again, jump 2 frets to the E. E to F, we said is a half step. So we just go E to F, just at 1 fret. And then F to G to finish, another whole step. G to A to start off again is another whole step. So, and we have that's the complete alphabet. So this will help you navigate around the fretboard. It may seem pretty elementary if you already know your way around, but if you're just starting off, this key will help you out very much, and it's something that I wish when I started they told me that's the place to start, because there's so much to learn: key signatures, how many sharps and flats, and which key, how to construct chords, and there's good times to get to all of that, especially, and something that's very important is how to construct chords, but in good time. So at first, start off with this. So if we have anybody that has any questions, feel free to drop them here in the comment box, or let me know where you are watching from, as I love to see where people from around the world watch this. And as always, I love connecting with you guys and making content directly for you guys. So not just the content that I want to make. So always feel free to drop me either a comment right now in this video or any of my videos, and give me suggestions of what you guys want to learn or what you guys want to see, and I'd love to cater that content straight for you guys. This video was the first time I did something else that wasn't as technical about the actual playing. It was more about the theory. But let me know if you like this. If you like this, I could get into some more theory videos for you guys. Otherwise, we'll just keep grinding at the playing. So, all right, guys. Well, I hope you're having a great weekend, and I will see you in in the next video. I'm gonna do these live videos every couple of weeks, every other weeks, because every week was a little tough to get to the camera. But keep looking out for my weekly videos, definitely, for my weekly lessons or performances. All right, guys, have a great Sunday, and I hope to see you guys soon.